Hello and welcome to my video series on hacking network protocols. Continuing from my last video, we saw how to hack spanning tree protocol and how to claim the root. Either the switch is connected directly to our attacking machine or the switch is in a different location. Provided it's in the same network, we can hack the spanning tree. Right, so in this very short video, we are going to see how to mitigate from these spanning tree attacks. Once again, I have my Kali machine over here. I have my switch 1 and then switch 2. So right away, I'll open the console to switch 1 and switch 2. So this is switch 1. And how do we protect our network against spanning tree attacks? So first of all, we have to create a spanning tree guard root, which will only enable spanning tree protocol to run through devices that are acceptable or devices that are configured to be roots or run spanning tree in our network, and therefore we have to block any unspecified ports or any unallowed ports to create roots or claim roots within our topology. So back on switch 1, I'll config T and I'll specify an interface range. So interface range, let me say E0/0. I'm only focusing on this interface, and as you can see, all these devices are down. They are not respectively needed in this discussion. But then when in your network you want to see where spanning tree is taking place other than switches within your network, or spanning tree root is being claimed by the attacking machine, all you have to do is just to run. Let me show you. I'll make it on switch 2 is to run show spanning tree, which will show you the cost to the root bridge and upon the port at which the root port is forwarding through. And as you can see on switch 2, it forwards through interface 00. So let's assume from our last video we realized on switch 1 the path to the root bridge is 200 or 100 on interface E00. Then we turn our switch off and then we turn it back on. So we are going to configure the switch to protect our network from these attacks. So back on switch 1, I'll go to config T interface range. So I'm specifying the ranges other than a port which is connected to a neighboring switch. So interface range is like 0, and in an enterprise network you would want to specify a very wide range of which none of those ports will be connecting to a switch. So interface range is like 00 to 3. Let me use that, and I'll type spanning tree question mark, and I'll specify the guard, and I'll specify root. So this will set the root mode to root guard on these interfaces of 0, 1, 2, and 3. Enable. So I have my Kali machine running here, and as you can see, it's telling me that spanning tree has been enabled on all these. Spanning tree guard, root guard has been enabled on all these interfaces, and therefore if any traffic from these interfaces is claiming to be the root, the port will drop into an error disabled mode. So going back to my Kali machine over here, this is my Kali machine, and I'm going to log in. So I'm into my Kali machine, and I'm going to start my hacking tool called Ccna. I'll start it in graphical mode, and Ccna is up. So I'll go to launch an attack, and I'll go to spanning tree, and I'll claim the root as we did in our previous video. So claim the root. Okay, and let's notice something here. So the traffic is being sent, and as you can see on switch 1, root guard blocking port interface 00 on VLAN 1. So on interface VLAN 1, root guard is being blocked. So let's do show IP interface brief. Shows me that VLAN 1 is currently down, which is being connected to Kali machine in our network, and it's on VLAN 1. So I can show you from here. Show VLAN brief. You show VLAN brief, sorry. And as you can see, interface 00 is in VLAN 1, and I have other respective VLANs on the network. As you can see, I have these devices which are segmented into different networks but on the same network. So that's how to configure spanning tree guard root. And once I stop the attack, the port is going to recover. So list attacks and stop the attack. Great. And we should see the port recovering. And as you can see, root guard on blocking port interface 00 on VLAN 1. So let me go back to in this scenario. We assumed the Kali machine is connecting to the switch directly, which happens to be closer to the Kali machine. So going back to interface range, E0/0, no spanning tree, guard root, no spanning tree guard. So as you can see, we've disabled spanning tree guard on interface 0. Right, so let me go to switch 2 over here and go up to configuration mode. So interface range, other than the interface specified on switch 2 to switch 1, which is interface 00. So interface range is 0/0. First, before I do that, let me make switch to the root of the topology. So spanning tree question mark priority, spanning tree VLAN 1 priority, now specify 0 to make switch to the root of the topology. So to show spanning tree shows me that this bridge is the root, right? So config t and interface range E/0 to spanning tree guard root. So back on our Kali machine, so on switch 1, show spanning tree shows me that now switch 2 has become the root of the topology as we have here. So back on our Kali machine, I'm going to launch the attack again, and I'm going to spanning tree claim root. Now initiate the attack. So back on switch 2, let's see what happens. And as you can see, root guard blocking port interface 00 on VLAN 1. So let me enlarge it a bit. Show interface brief, show IP interface brief shows me that VLAN 1 is currently down. So if we stop the attack, the port will recover back. So list attacks, stop, quit. Now we should see the port back and running. Switch 2, VLAN 1 should be up in a moment. and as you can see, VLAN 1 is up. So that's how to mitigate from spanning tree attacks. I hope this video has been of great help to you, and thanks for watching this video, and see you in my next video. Bye bye.